Hello, this is a short introduction how to use SynStockMobile on your handheld mobile device. Application needs to be online for on login, and you can start the application by selecting Start menu and SynStockMobile icon. On the main screen you can perform three actions: cancel, that's closing the application; config, which allows you to configure the server IP address; and login, where you log in by scanning your ID tag. We will simulate the ID tag and perform logon. This is the main screen of the application. Here you can see the logged user, starting time, number of positions in storage which needs to be processed, and processing time. Here you have four actions you can perform from the main screen. Exit action is actually logging out and cancelling the request completely and returning it to the waiting list. Logout action is back to the main screen and declaring the request as unfinished and back to waiting list. Sending, this will discuss later, and start button, which performs like this. With start button you're getting the first position. Here you can see it's position 1 of 25, and here you have the number of unprocessed positions, position address, material which needs to be scanned, and the required amount of that material. As you can see, this field is red, and basically user cannot enter data as long as it's red. In order to enter data, user must position itself to the place in the stock and scan the appropriate barcode. When the scanned barcode matches the required barcode of the material, this field will become white. Since this is the wrong barcode, we cannot access data. Just a moment, please. Now, this is with the data we actually have in our stock. So basically I will scan the data, and as you can see, this field has turned white. They are matching barcodes. Now I can enter the required amount of 20 and move to next position. Next position is red again, and for example I cannot find this position at this moment, so I can move to the next one and perform scanning again and enter the required amount, or less or more, depends on how much I have scanned, and so on and so on. On this device you have basically a few additional buttons. Main button here, the biggest button, is for barcode scanning. Left and right arrows are the equivalent to these two previous and next material, and top and bottom arrows are basically to locate the main screen to the unprocessed material. Now, as you can see, we have skipped one position, so if I press down, he will go from position 2 to position 4, because position 3 is processed. So basically user can navigate through each element, each material that needs to be processed, or just through unfinished materials. Now basically this is the base principle on how the application works. In case that you have materials that needs to be measured on decimal places, for example 1.5 meters, you will enter the material as, what's the scan one? You will scan one, and I will enter one. Now we have adjusted this button, upper right button, to be dot. So I can enter the position with dot because there is no obvious comma dot button on the keyboard. Now, what you need to know about this device is that basically you have to scan barcode from distance of around 15 to 20 centimeters in order to be scanned. And now this is the amount of 0.5, so I will demonstrate again. 0, upper right button, 0.5. Now, when I process the entire list, I can press the back button, and back on the main screen I have a number of finished or unfinished positions, so user can easily see which positions are not processed and move to them by using up and down arrows. Now, if I click exit button, I will basically declare the request as unprocessed and return it back to the waiting list. But in this case, since we have processed the request, I will press the send button, and basically software returned me to the main screen. Now, what happened here is that when you send the request, the application automatically logs you out, so the next user can log in and take the next request. What you need to know about application is that Wi-Fi connection is needed only when logging in and sending data back to the server. In the meantime, while processing the materials in storage room, user can be outside of Wi-Fi range. And that was the short introduction for SynStockMobile software. Thank you.